Hello my bookworms, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and today's video will be my May TBR using my Spin the Bottle TBR game. So hey, what's up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If this happens to be the first Spin the Bottle TBR that you are landing on, then I will leave the link down in the description for all of the previous editions of this game. The rules have changed throughout the months, and now at the beginning of every month we go through how I did last month, and that will determine whether I get a reward or a punishment going forth into the next today's game. But we have to talk first. So if you are part of my Patreon, then you'll kind of know what's been going on. Basically, long story short is that my mom has been watching a lump in one of her breasts for quite some time now with regular mammograms, and this last time one of them showed a little bit of a change, so she had to have a biopsy this last month, and it did come back as precancerous, so my mom will have to undergo surgery here soon to remove said lumps. So her surgery will be scheduled within the next couple months, but obviously I was taking some time to drive up and be with her. And also the weekends that were spent down here at home, I was spending predominantly at our new home helping Kayla renovate. So it has been a busy month to say the least, and due to all of these circumstances, I am refusing to give myself a punishment because it is absolutely not the point of this game, is to punish myself for spending time with my mother or spending my time renovating our new house. So yeah, that's kind of just a gist of what's been going on, and I just want to say, go to the doctor, get yourself checked out, just take care of yourselves. But moving on, the other thing that we do at the beginning of this game now is my swig program. So this is a program where I set myself a goal every single month, and if I complete that goal, then I get a swig, or a swap is basically what it is. So if I accumulate swigs, then I am able to swap out a prompt or a book that I don't want to read that month that I had spun for. I can swap it out with something that I do want to read. And legitimately, I did complete it this past month. Would you believe it? I have worked out or moved my body 3 times a week this whole entire month. Thank you. Thank you. The past 2 months I've gotten really close, but this month I actually pulled it off and it feels good. It feels good. I'm gonna keep using this challenge, I guess, to work out 3 times a week as my swig program challenge because I think that it's really good for me. And the idea of working out not only helping my physical vessel, but also in my reading and reading world is just really, really nice. I like that. So I'm gonna keep doing that for now. And now I have a swig to use either during this game or throughout the month. And now we can move on into the first spin of the game, which is my Patreon only spin, where every single prompt on the board has been submitted to me from my greenhouse family. After that, then we will mix up all the prompts ever and continue the spins. So let's go on to spin number 1 out of 5, hopefully. Okay, so spin number 1, we got a prompt that says, read a book that starts with a randomly selected letter of the alphabet. I love that. That's super fun. So I have a random letter generator here on my phone, and I will spin this wheel and we will read whatever book starts with the letter that we land on. And it's C. 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 I think there's a book that I just got. There's a book that I just got like the other day when I met Jan. I met Jan, everyone. But we went to Barnes & Noble and I hauled this book. Super excited about it. Let me grab it. The book that starts with C, and the one that I'm going to read for this one is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, maybe? My friend Noelle has a book club over on Instagram called the Hot Dog Book Club. I love it so much. Hi, really quick, it's actually called the Hot Girl Book Club, but it's always advertised as Hot Dog Book Club, and the @ is Hot Dog Book Club. Honest mistake. I believe this was April's pick, so it might be a little bit late, but I still love it and I still really want to read it. In the story, we follow our main character, Cleo, who is a painter who has escaped England to live and paint in New York City. And a couple months before her visa expires, she meets this much older guy named Frank, who is like very self-made, very successful, and he offers her the opportunity to like live and be happy and not have to work and just be able to paint. And they end up getting married. But their impulsive marriage irreversibly changes both of their lives and the lives of those close to them in ways they could have never predicted. This story will touch on gender queerness, the trials of marriage, as well as mental illness. Each character is as absorbing and painfully relatable as the last. I was immediately interested by the title of the book, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. Like, I wonder if the historical stories of the names actually will come into play at all. But also, obviously, it sounds like a character-driven story, and I love getting to know characters and really learning about their minds and what's going on with the situations they're in. So I am very excited for this one. I have tentatively high hopes, and I'm excited to get it on the TBR. And so let's mix up all the prompts together and go on for spin number 2. Okay. So spin number 2, I got a prompt that was read a book with a flower on the cover. And this is not stretching it because it literally is a flower that's on the cover. It's just really small. If you didn't know, Heartstopper came out on Netflix, and I, like the rest of the general population, am absolutely obsessed. And I have already read the Heartstopper series of what is out so far, but I need more. I need more of Nick and Charlie. And so for this prompt of flower on the cover, we will be reading Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. Let me change the settings on my camera right quick. If you see this one right here, that is a bouquet of flowers in front of one of our lovebirds' faces. There are flowers on this cover, people. So it works. It absolutely works, and I will hear no backlash. In this story of Nick and Charlie, this is following the Heartstopper series, where the time is coming where Nick is going off to college and Charlie has to stay back in 6th form and finish out his high school days. I don't know what it's called over there. It's not high school, but he has to finish out 6th form before he goes off to university. As the time to say goodbye draws closer, both boys begin to question, is their love strong enough to survive being apart? After all, first loves rarely last forever. I genuinely don't know what happens in this book, and I will absolutely riot if they're trying to tell me that they're not together forever, because I'll have a cow. So this is on the TBR, and I'm excited about it. And let's go on to spin number 3. Spin number 3, we got a prompt that says, ask a friend for a meme of inspiration. And so it was a Patreon prompt. So rightfully so, I went to my Patreon and I said, friends, I need your help. The first person who answers me wins. I need a meme. Any meme whatsoever. And my first response was from Bex, who said the no regrets meme, which is one of my favorite memes of all time. So I'm going to be using that meme. And for this no regrets prompt, I will be reading a book by an author that I have never read from before, who is one of the most popular authors here on BookTube. And I just have yet to read one of her books. And so I am going into this book with a no regrets attitude. Plus, since I have never read from this author, I put this book on the poll for my Patreon book club, and it actually won. So we're a little nervous, but we're going into it with no regrets, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I know that this book is pretty much widely really enjoyed. What am I saying? But I just have never read from Colleen Hoover, Coho, if you will, and we're gonna try it out. And this is a thriller, so I know not much about it, but our main character is Lowen, who is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin, who accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Basically, Jeremy Crawford is the husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, and husband Jeremy has hired Lowen to continue and finish the remaining books in the successful series of his injured wife. And when Lowen arrives at the Crawford home, she's ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, but she comes across a chaotic office with an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night their family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing that the contents of it would devastate him even further. But Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begins to intensify, and she recognizes all of the ways that she could benefit if he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying would make it impossible for him to continue to love her. What? This sounds super messy and super interesting. So, this is on the TBR. No regrets. And then let's go on to spin number 4. So for spin number 4, we got a prompt that is read a book that matches the last book that you read, but it can't be the same series, so it would have to be based on vibes, colors, or tropes. By the time that this video has come out, the last book that I will have read is When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. This is a book I have an arc for that comes out on May 3rd. I'm currently reading this book, and I hope to finish it in the next couple days. So I'm using this one, and the book that I'm choosing that will kind of match this vibe is actually a carryover from last month. It is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paupretto. This is last month's book club pick that I'm gonna read within the first week of this next month. Just in time for the live show. I am nothing but prepared. Both of these books I feel like match each other because it is predominantly a feminist and a women-driven story, while also When Women Were Dragons obviously has dragons, flying creatures, while Crown of Feathers also has flying creatures, but in phoenix form. So I feel like there are a lot of similarities that are going together right now. They're linking up, and I think my choice is justified. This one is the first of a series, and it is an epic fantasy about love's incredible power to save or to destroy. Interspersed throughout is the story of the last Rider Queen who would rather see her empire burn than have it fall into her sister's hands. And so far within the Discord of my Nightcrawler book club, there's been pretty much all positive reviews so far, so I'm really looking forward to this one and hoping that I agree. And so let's go on to spin number 5. Was going way too well because obviously we just got a +1 spin, which is fabulous. Love that for me. But the prompt that we got afterwards isn't that bad. So it was read a book from an author that you've already read from before. And this one, pretty excited about it. Mostly because of the author, I'm excited to read more of his work, but I'm slightly nervous about the story itself. The story itself being Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I've read the entirety of the Mistborn trilogy and I absolutely loved Mr. Brandy Sandy's writing, and I really want to read more of his work. So this is a really good time to do so. This is the buddy read pick this month for my book club, and this story is about our main character Spensa, who lives on a world or planet that has been under attack for decades, and her dream ever since she was a little girl was to become a pilot or a flyer. But her fate has been intertwined with her father's, who was killed on a mission because he deserted from his team, which has basically labeled Spensa as the daughter of a coward. So she's kind of feeling like the flight school is out of reach for her, but she is determined to fly, and an accidental discovery in a long long forgotten cavern might just provide her with a way to claim the stars. And this is a series as well, of course it is. So let's just add to the list of open series that I have going on. Why don't we? Why not? But regardless, I am very excited to experience more of Brandy Sandy's work and chat about this book to oblivion within the Discord. Oh, and not only did I land on that +1 space, but I also landed on red, which was the 5th time landing on it. So that means that I have to add another spin. So that was a double whammy. Super cool. Live, laugh, loving this game. So now there's 7 books. There's 7 books on the TBR. And so let's go for spin number 6, shall we? Spin number 6, we got a prompt I haven't gotten since like the beginning of this game, and that is read a poetry book. Read some poetry. Funny story, I just went to my local bookstore today before filming this video, and there was a shelf of poetry books that were 20% off. And so I picked 2 up, and I'm gonna pick one of them for this prompt. It's like fate, the stars were aligned. And that collection of poems is Goldenrod by Maggie Smith. I really liked this cover, and the blurbs that were kind of describing what the gist of the poems were about definitely is what made me pick it up. It says that Maggie Smith is that rare poet who can inspire you, break your heart, and make you stop, astonished at the planet around you, all in the same poem, often in the same moment. This is a powerful collection that looks at parenthood, solitude, love, and memory, pulling objects from everyday life, a hallway mirror, a rock found in her son's pocket, a field of goldenrod at the side of the road. She reveals the magic of the present moment. And I think that we all need that a little bit every now and then, you know? Take a step back and not try to read as many words as possible, but to be present in the moment and think about what's around you and be grateful for it. And then let's go on to spin number 7. Spin number 7, we got a secret space. So you can't know what this book is because it is for a secret reading vlog that I will have out actually this coming month, hopefully. But this book is going towards that reading vlog, so you will see it relatively soon, but I'm not telling you what it is. And so here is the stack of books for this next month's TBR. Always looking a little chunky lately, aren't we? A couple small ones interspersed though, so hopefully it's okay. But that is all that I have for you here today. If you are still watching, then leave the flower bouquet emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.